Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Back in June, Ms. Lin and came to visit our company together with certain colleagues. He found out the certain tools and for our combs. And he paid visit to the comb museum as well. In the museum, we showcased a lot of historical articles. From the museum, he saw the essence of the culture behind the combs. So after visit, he issued the invitation to me for this symposium to deliver a report. So it's my honor and pleasure to attend this symposium to share with you the Changzhou comb. The topic of the presentation is the inheritance and the innovation of a comb manufacturing process in Changzhou. Changzhou comb, according to the proved history, can be dating back to the East Jin dynasty, namely 1600 years old. Back then, from the unearthed articles, we found the comb of that time period. It was delicate and sophisticated. For the Changzhou comb, actual history was even longer than that. For Changzhou comb in Ming Dynasty in China, enjoyed certain scale for production. In the Qing Dynasty, for June, each and every 7th month, according to lunar calendar in China, there will be the celebration. For this exhibition, all those collectors of the combs, of ivory, for wood, and of other materials will be exhibition to that to the combs. So, in history, it was awarded the name for the cradle for combs in China. For Suzhou comb factory, we have many processes. We have 73 in total. And in particular, and also for the wood ones, we have 28 processes. We have a lot of them are made by hand. For combs, half of the processes are automated with machinery, but the key processes are still. And also, it's the pilot project for industrial tourism. Now we have a museum of combs. For this particular comb museum, we have the history with the acreage of 800 square meters. Another area is set aside for manufacturing in the museum. We keep the articles from 1910 until now. The originals got award in 1910. We got 4 medals in 1910. That is called Nanyang, the exhibition, and also we have the silver for exhibition in 1950 in Los Angeles, in San Francisco, and also in Philadelphia. In 1926, we have the award as well. We have the production area. We have certain part of manual work as part of the exhibition of the museum. In the following, I will share with you the relation between Changzhou Comb Factory and the World Expo in 2002. In March 6th of that year, while Shanghai was bidding for 2010 exhibition, the Shanghai Department of Publicity arranged the group of reporters to report the Changzhou combs. When they found out that we were awarded the prizes back in 1950 and 1926 respectively, they were appalled at these silver medals. We didn't know that before that, because in China, we got a lot of medals for World Expo in the past years, with totaling 1,000 years. But for those who did a good job to keep all the medals, silver, gold, or whatever, we are the only one to have the good preservation of those medals. So that's why they chose us as the comb. So in this case, when Shanghai hosted, win the bid for this Expo 2010, the presents from Shanghai Expo Organization Committee to all the participants were the comb from us. The chairman from Canada was excited when he received this comb. He said that the President Park Say is a good participation spirit of World Expo. So in 2010, Shanghai Expo, we spare no efforts in participating in that, and in two areas. Number one, in Jiangsu Pavilion of China Pavilion, we have our set of 3 combs with the sandalwood from India, and also others, which fully embodied the tradition and history and sophistication of the Changzhou comb industry. During the Expo 2010, I myself participated in the Jiangsu Pavilion show, the live show. So that show and the participation served as a good exemplar of the inheritance and the carry on of the tradition. So that's the correlation between World Expo and Changzhou comb factory. We have a lot of exciting and vivid stories in that.
So I will talk about the protection, inheritance, and innovation of the Changzhou combs. It's a national level, non-material product. Actually, it is quite challenging for us. For the comb protection, it has 73 processes. So from the materials, some are made of the bamboo. For example, for the double-edged comb, it's made of bamboo, and for the wooden combs, definitely made of wood. So we did not have such kind of historical rack or kind of system. So we need this kind of inheritance mechanism. So we have to collect the different processes. And now the workers are aged over 40 years old. The young people will not be willing to come to the sector because it's kind of time-consuming with lower payment. For the production of the double-edged fine-tuned comb, it has no machine to be of help. And in terms of history, in the 1980s, our annual production volume was about 12 million. Half of them will be exported. Recently, because we have the rising labor costs and also the material costs, we almost run at losses. So this is a kind of challenge for us. For the combs, we also have the sourcing of the material, especially for the Chinese little leaf boxwood. If we mention Changzhou, and then everyone knows this kind of a comb, because it has a very long time span for the growth. So it takes 100 years for the tree to grow, and sometimes even more than 300 years for the tree to grow, because for the Chinese little leaf boxwood, it's quite fine in texture, very good touch, and Chinese little leaf bark is also kind of a medicine, especially for cardiovascular disease. It's also purified and extracted from the Chinese little leaf barks. So it also has some healthcare function in terms of this kind of comb. So in terms of the inheritance, it's quite challenging for us. So we also lost some processes. We need a lot of efforts and time and material to try to restore such kind of processes. We need a lot of investment. For our company, we mainly relied on the national policy to survive. And in past years, we relied on the innovative products. So how we can inherit the combs and what to inherit, it is quite complicated in the processes. If we want to restore all the processes, it's quite challenging. So we also have formulated this plan for inheritance. For the tombs, we may inherit some hand-make processes. For example, like those kind of painting or ironing of the material, or the tools making in a handmade way. So originally, the production volume was 12 million combs, but recently just 200 to 300,000 combs. And secondly, we hope that we can have the production inheritance. For non-material project, the nation is also advocating this kind of philosophy, because otherwise we might lose this kind of processes forever. If we can do the inheritance in production, and then we can achieve the inheritance. That will be our orientation. So in recent years, we've done a lot of work and we have very good planning. So in line with the status quo of the combs, or the double-edged combs, we have formulated our plans. Currently, we have this kind of network for inheritance for different handmade processes, and we'll try to cultivate those kind of inheritors in different processes. And we formulated the quality standards for different processes and for the quality. We also have the competition to aim the contribution and the quality. We are appealing to each employee that they can learn multiple processes. They can produce quality products so that they can follow the traditional processes. And we also have designated special fund for the inheritors. And the nation has already also some funds in it, and we're almost profitable in the recent years. So we designate some fund for this project. We hope that we can do a very good inheritance. And during the inheritance, we think that we need to constantly innovate. We can launch innovative products. Otherwise, we are just protected or inherited without any advancement. Then we cannot achieve the development in its real sense. So during our innovation, we think that this is kind of a necessity in our daily life. And now with the improvement in our living conditions, they have very high requirements for the combs. As the producer, we shall try to adapt to the social requirement, and we shall do constant innovation. Actually, ever since the 1980s, in terms of the comb innovation, we have done a lot of work. Because for the combs, it is used every day in our life. After the 1980s, we started to develop these combs into kinds of souvenirs or artifacts as gifts or the art pieces or souvenirs. In the past two decades, we've done a lot, especially in 1998. We were also stricken by the East Asian financial crisis. At that time, our products accounted for 95% for our export. So in case of the financial crisis, our export declined sharply. So all of a sudden, the comb workshop had almost over 200 workers who will be losing their job. So we worked on the other direction, that is tourism souvenirs. Because for such kind of small commodity as combs, it's a very good choice for the tourism souvenirs.
So among the ingredients, we find the craftsman, the specialty, and it will be low price, etc. So for our combs, it's in line with this above-mentioned requirement. Therefore, we are working to promote at different tourism scenic spots to make the tailor-made products for our different scenic spots. For Hangzhou, for instance, and the Leifeng Pagoda is famous in that with the Bainyangzi and the servant and the Xuxian, and they can see the different ones. We designed the different story-based folk and legend. For example, the emperors, the queens. So they find that different customized combs. And for the Forbidden City, all the ones in Forbidden City are made in Changzhou, as a matter of fact. They may buy something of the specialty for Yunnan, maybe in Beijing and other areas. Yunnan, we made ashma. In Nanjing, we made the 12 beauties of the mansion of dreams, etc. So yeah, in the world, in the scenic sports, we made certain customized products in line with the local specialties on an annual basis. The new products will account for 10% of total, with varieties of over 800. This year, through innovation, so the innovative products launched this year account for over 30%. Still, this year is another promising year for us. And for Chinese economy, for different areas, our sales increased by 40%. As of now, the profit surpassed that of the whole year for last year. So as we see it, as a traditional product, for the essence, for the crème de la crème, for the very, we should know how to make the assessment, make the inheritance. So we know how to make the innovation. So based on the innovation, we will survive and prevail. So the situation is good to us. In China now is advocating the further development of a culture-related industry. So we can jump on this wagon. So this is good news for us. So situation is very good. So for this development, we can make the strive of balance among the commercialization, the inheritance, so that we can give full play of this traditional craftsmanship and artifacts. That concludes my presentation. So still it's a great honor and pleasure to share with you the practice of our factory, and also I would like to learn from you. Actually, I listened attentively to a lot of keynote speakers for this whole day, which is good food for thought for me. Thank you all. Any question from the floor after Mr. Jin's action sharing of the comb factory in Changzhou? A small comb this year actually assigned it to accelerate to this Acme and Pinnacle. Really, it's not an easy job. Unfortunately, I myself and the people like me, the bodied guys like me, we don't need any combs. Still, you can use the comb. You can use it. Can help you to improve your health. So not only for combing the hair, it can help you to the kind of massage to your skin, to your hair skin, because in the past, the comb can help you to get rid of the bacteria. So I need one, right? You mean I should buy one, right? Yes. In the following, there's a question from the floor. There's a question. I want you to ask one simple question to you. Of the comb of this size, of this common one and the common bean, what's the price? For the comb, we have two categories. Number one, for the easier pattern. So we have the patent back in 1990s. So because there's a scarcity of the availability of this wood, this poplar. So poplar wood, for yellow poplar, is precious for the raw material. We want to make best use of the raw material as the poplar. As you mentioned, for the comb is made of one whole piece, not three specific three pieces coupled together. The price for the of 12 inches or 11 inches, 12 inches comb of a complete piece, the price was 60 RMB. For three pieces together, it will be 20 RMB. But for pins, for pins, we have different pins. Along with the traditional methods processing of pins like us, we are the only one in China. The traditional pins, it should have the different specific traditional methods. Now, what you have in the market just by the adhesives, but it melt in case of water exposed to water, and during the normal, traditional, conventional methodologies, the price for pin will be 30 RMB, 30. But the good ones will be, that should be the starting point. So we can, that means affordable, right? Anybody can afford it. Another follow-up question. Why I'm asking this price? Because I pay attention to the manufacturing, how to make the trade-off between the manufacturing, mass production, and the inheritance of traditional methods. So you have to make a trade-off sometimes. How to strike the balance, because there's a danger of extinction for these traditional methods. So for enterprises should make a profit. Otherwise, we don't call it enterprise. However, sometimes for my mother's mother, they use the combs since ancient time, long time ago. So I have the sentimental attachment to it. So for you, based on the innovation, you can still carry on the tradition. It's really, credit goes to you for the good job. Really, good job, well done. Thank you. Many thanks for Mr. Jin's excellent sharing.